Yo, what's the dealio, man? Listen, you already know I got a straight banger for you today, all right? So in this video, what we're gonna talk about is market manipulation and implied volatility, okay? Also, when to when to trade, right? So I've talked about not trading or whatever, but today this video is very important, man, because I wish I had a video like this that I could just find on YouTube when I was learning how to trade. Somebody can just tell me what it is. Okay. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna keep it real with you, right? So with that being said, today I want you to mark this day on your calendar. Okay. Today and every day, every month, the third Friday of every month is gonna be something called Opex. Okay. Opex. What this is the third Friday of every month, contracts expire. The monthly contracts expire, okay? So this is why price action has been choppy yesterday, and then today there was some manipulative things that have happened. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna cause you to lose money, okay? So I'm gonna break this down, further and some more. So we have Opex day trading. All right. So I want you guys to look at this right here. So we got Opex day right here, right? So look at this. Options expiration day, right? Refers to the trading of the stock market on the third Friday of every month, okay? Or days surrounding it, okay? This is very key and critical. When a massive volume of option contracts expire, the period is characterized by high volatility, okay? Increased trading volume and specific technical phenomena as traders and market makers close, roll, or exercise positions, all right? So that is what OPEX is. So let's understand this, right? When contracts expire, a decision is being made. Take the L, roll the contract, or take profits, right? Now, when you woke up this morning and you started trading, did you notice that the contracts were a lot more expensive than usual? That's because the implied volatility was higher, okay? So if the implied volatility is higher, meaning that the contracts are more expensive, and then we have a day where monthly contracts are expiring, and then we have Trump talking, this is a recipe for a disaster. This is a recipe for fake outs. This is a recipe for losing money, y'all. That's what I'm saying. It's a recipe for losing money, right? So the key thing that it said there as well was on Friday or days surrounding it, okay? So a day before and maybe a day after, but really just the day before and the day, you're going to see choppiness and manipulation and higher contract prices. When I was trading yesterday, I noticed that IWM was a little bit more expensive as well, right? Sometimes we see these things and we just overlook them and be like, okay, whatever. But no, you need to pay attention to this. So this is OPEX. I am no longer trading on the third Friday of every single month because it's OPEX. Okay, contracts are expiring, so you got to think, if big institutions have money in all these contracts and all these option calls and puts, what they're going to do is they're going to make the stocks go up, and then they're going to make the stocks go down, and then maybe make them go up again, right? Why is that? Because basically the market makers got to help out the institutional money. That's how I look at it, right? It's all a game, right? And they all working together. They all in cahoots. Okay? So the third Friday of every single month, and also the day before, take it light on the day before because we're probably going to chop around. And then that day, we're probably going to, get manipulated as well. And there's going to be a lot of money that's lost. And you're going to give money back to the market because things are just going to happen that are irrational, right? So let me show you some examples of some irrational moves and what I'm kind of trying to get you guys to understand, right? So right here we got Nvidia. Now let's just look at IWM first. Look at this. I want to look at the 3-minute time frame. In 3 minutes, you guys, in 3 minutes, look what happened. IW went from 263 all the way up to 267. You sit here and tell me if that's not manipulation, if that's not irrational. It made a $4 move in a 3-minute candle, right? That's not regular, right? These types of moves don't happen unless something is going on in the market on the 3-minute time frame. Now, if it's the 30-minute time frame, that's a little bit different. But look at the 30-minute time frame. It went all the way up there and then it came all the way back down. And then it created a 1 candle and then a bearish 3 and then it failed 2 down. So it looked like it was coming down. And then what happened? And then it faked them out and then it came down. Right? So you really can't fully see the setups. It looks like things are going to do what they do, like a bearish 3 bar and then a 2, right? So you get in, bearish 3 bar, you get in when it breaks down, and then look what happens. It pops up for 30 minutes. Looks like it's going up, and then it makes the move to the downside, right? Look at Nvidia, right? Similar thing. Comes up, failed 2 up. You enter in. Some people would have entered in before this failed 2 up, broke. It didn't break. It pops right back up. You know what I'm saying? Some people got in before this candle closes, and then look what happens. It sinks, right? If we go to the 3-minute again, let's look at Nvidia today. 3-minute time frame. Look at this one. It went from 187 all the way up to 189 in 3 minutes, within 3 minutes, right? And then out of nowhere, it just sinks right back down, kind of consolidates, and then it comes and it just, this is recipe for disaster. I'm going to the 3-minute time frame so you can see how big the moves are being made in a short period of time. That's why I am going to the 3-minute time frame, right? Look at Rocket Lab, right? Same thing. Look at this. Crazy irrational move, right? In 6 minutes, it went from 75 all the way up to 78, a $3 move, okay? And then look what happened. Later on in the day, now look where it's at. It came all the way down to $71. Y'all see what I'm saying? So when you start to understand, okay, what's the average move of a stock in a day, right? Stocks you got to understand the ATR, which is the average true range. On average, you got to know how much a stock usually moves on average. Depending on what the stock is, that's going to dictate how much it moves on average, right? So if a stock moves its average range in a 3-minute candle, you got to start to ask yourself what's going on. And then when you start to look at the implied volatility and see that contracts are more expensive and it's a 0-day to expiration, you got to ask yourself, why are IWM contracts $100 or $90 with 0-day to expirations when on a random Tuesday in the middle of the month they're only $30? You see what I'm saying? When you start to think like that, you start to see little holes inside of the market and inside of what's going on, and then you can start to kind of protect yourself, right? So even though these setups look like, you know, they're good and they're golden and they're gonna be coming down, they just be going the opposite way, right? Today and yesterday, the stock market did not really follow technicals, and then today for sure because Trump started talking, right? So he made the stock market go up a little bit. That's where we got those candles on a 3-minute time frame that popped up, and then they said something about tariffs and they said no tariffs, right? And now the stock market is basically coming down, a majority of stocks, right? And some stocks will probably end up coming down later on in the day because the market is still open right now. So when you think about these things, you want to put this on your calendar and say, okay, on the 3rd Friday of every month, I'm going to just chill out and I'm going to sit back. Because if you can do that when the market is doing its thing and we're trending up or we're trending down, that's when you can make all of your money. But a really strong, important skill is to understand when to be able to understand these days where the market is probably not the best environment. Okay? Now, some more days to for you guys to keep in mind is going to be quad witching days. Okay. Quad witching days. All right. So let me show you guys this one real quick. Right. So we got quad witching. Okay. March 20th, June 19th, September 18th, and December 30th. Okay. They're also the third Fridays of these months. Okay. 4 types of derivative contracts are expiring, which is futures, options, single stock options, and then single stock futures, right? So we got index options and futures, and then single stock and options and futures as well, right? So that's a quad witching day. So that only happens 4 times a year, right? March, June, September, and December, right? Basically at the end of every quarter, okay? But you have Opex days, which are every single month in the options world, okay? So now, instead of averaging 22 days a month for trading, now we're going to be down to about 20 to 21 days, depending on how you want to approach this. Now, you can still make an absorbent amount of money, but when you understand this concept right here, if you do this, you will actually protect yourself from losing the money, right? Because if you lose money today, right, now next week, you kind of are in a hole a little bit, depending on how your week went, and then you got to make up for the money that you lost. But if you just don't trade on these types of days, when the market is going in a direction, it's a lot easier for you to make the money. Okay. Now, also, I want you guys to watch and pay attention to this as well. Okay. When we woke up and I saw the market and pre-market, I was like, okay, I see what's about to happen, right? Because it was real funny. So look at this. So we're on IWM again. Okay. So in pre-market, look what happened. We came up here, right? And then we came down. This is the same range that we were in yesterday, right? Yesterday, we were in this range as well. Now, if you look at the daily time frame, we were on a failed 2 down. Now, we did, go 2 up here, and that's why we're right here. But look at all these sellers. So we're still in this little range, right? We're in this little range, and then on the daily time, like inside the intraday time frame, we're just in this range. So until we break out of this range, we're not really going to be doing too much, right? So we really need to get below this 262 level for IWM to really start coming down, okay? And you see what happened when we broke above here, but because it was just like some news that somebody said something, it came right back down, right? So I really just want you guys to pay attention to this stuff, and I really want to arm you guys with the proper information, okay? If you do trade on days like this, you really got to maybe wait for about 2 hours for the market to really show its hand, and you got to pay attention to a bigger time frame. Now, something I've also learned on trading on days like this is if you wait for the closure of certain candles, you may get faked out. So sometimes you got to enter in the middle of those candles, and I don't like doing that, so I'm no longer going to trade on these types of days. All right? So none of this is financial advice. If you do want financial advice, be sure to talk to your licensed financial advisor. But this is something that I've been noticing. I've been, trading for a minute now, Opex days, quad witching days, and I used to think like, okay, whatever. But on days like this, and you can go and back test it and go look at the previous Opex days and look at the price action, and you'll see that it was probably choppy on or around that day, the day before, or the day of as well. Okay, there's a lot of traps, there's a lot of landmines that are set on these days because they're getting liquidity, because these contracts are expiring and they need these contracts to either get rolled, or there's a lot of things going on. Now, after these days, right, we're going to have a little bit more of a direction, okay? And then things are going to be a little bit more calmer, right? For lack of a better word, maybe calmer, or we can start to see the direction. So we might start coming down, or we might start coming up. But we don't have a lot of room to come back to the upside when we're looking at the market, when we're looking at SPY, when we're looking at IWM, because we're basically already right near all-time highs. So we have more room to come down than we have to go up. And if we do go up, we're still going to be at all-time highs. And then when we're at all-time highs, that is a great area for a rejection and for us to come down. Okay. So when I'm looking at the charts, I do think that we are going to be coming down, but obviously we have to pay attention to price action, and we have to see what ends up happening. Okay? So I hope that this video was helpful. This is very important for everybody to understand, for everybody to know. So I hope that you guys take this serious and you implement it into your trading plan. All right? So like I always say, make sure you get up out your head, go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right? And also remember, y'all, the more you study, the less you worry. All right? Y'all have a great day. I'm going to talk to you guys on tomorrow's video. All of y'all stay smooth, man. Peace.